Hi, I'm Miss Erica from the Alameda String Academy, and I am going to teach you about the variation of perpetual motion from Suzuki book number 1. Now, in a previous tutorial, we talked about the patterns that really make up the roadmap for perpetual motion, and we talked about the staccato stroke in the theme of the piece. In the variation, he asks for 16th notes. So we're turning each individual note into 2 faster notes. Instead of, we're going to be playing double. Okay? And if you think way, way, way back to the beginning days of Mississippi Hot Dog, you will remember what that stroke feels like. It's the fast stroke, okay? We're fitting 4 notes into 1 quarter note, so that's why we call them 16th notes, okay? And if a great way to practice this is to actually play it with your scale. So we're not going to play Mississippi Hot Dog, we're going to play Mississippi, Mississippi, or we might be counting it by now. We might be counting it as 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, okay? Or teeny tiny, teeny tiny, teeny tiny. However you want to call it, however you want to think about it, let's think about using our small muscles to just kind of be super relaxed about bouncing the bow. We're not bouncing the actual bow. We're getting a feeling of bouncing in our arm, like we're bouncing a ball on the floor, okay? And that down is going to send your arm back up. So we end up with a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. But all we really need to think about is down, 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 down. And that will give us the stroke we're looking for. Okay? So let's try in our practice first playing Mississippi, Mississippi, or 2 beats of 16th notes for each note in the scale. And then you can speed it up from there if you want to with your fingers, but we'll do this for now. Etc. Okay, and a great way to practice this in addition to your scale is to always add the arpeggio in. If you're one of my students, by now you should be practicing your scale and arpeggio routine together so that any bow technique that you learn in your scales, you will also be learning with your arpeggios, which is essential for learning your string crossings, for practicing your string crossings. So this motion, the motion of getting your bow ready very quickly to the next string using your elevator elbow is something that you will practice in your scales before you put it in your piece. Okay, so in perpetual motion, we're going to use that small stroke. We're going to be just below the middle of the bow, kind of around the middle actually. Wherever your square is kind of the most comfortable place and the most practical place to play this stroke. All right, so I'm going to focus on the first couple measures here just so you can see how quick the string crossing is going to be. And actually to get it up to this point, I would have wanted to go from the Mississippi scale with 2 Mississippis or 2 beats of 16th notes on each note, and maybe just do 1 beat of 16th notes on each note, and then do just 2 16th notes for each note. So the progression would be like this. We would do 1 beat of 16th notes. And then of course the arpeggio to follow. And then we would do just 2 16th notes for each one. Like that, okay, and then that gets us right to the exact speed that we need for perpetual motion. So be sure to check out the playthrough video where I play through the theme and then the variation as well.